There is no explanation for this, and there is no need for an explanation for this. But I wanted to just speak on some topics, and it's really only like one general one, but it's more about how humans don't give themselves the credit they deserve. And I feel as if there is this inborn, I mean, I guess you could call it a cycle, but recently I've noticed that you can see people pushing themselves past their limits because they want to meet other standards. But the moment that you try and reach other standards is the moment that you take away from yourself, because then you're not acknowledging your own standards. You're either doing more or less than what you want to do by following someone else's guidelines. So I think we don't give ourselves enough credit, and that's how we end up pushing ourselves, because we think, oh, we aren't doing as much as the next person, we aren't doing as much as the last person, so we're obviously not doing enough. I believe if you wake up one day and all you can do is laundry, productive day. But I also believe if you become an astrophysicist one day, then that's a productive day. I think the productivity is to your own standard. And though, yes, there are certain restrictions due to how we are raised up and what you must do to accomplish success, you also define your own success. And if you believe that success is not defined by yourself but by status, then you are trapped. Success is whatever you make of it, because success could be getting a participation award, or it could be getting first place, or it could be getting last place. Because a success for someone that is even afraid to participate and participates is a success. But if someone who usually gets second place gets first place, that's a success. So really, if you start to follow the idea of success from our society, you're setting yourself up for failure, because then you're not following your own beliefs and you're following someone else's. And I think that creates lots of problems by using comparison and just negatively affecting your life is an incredible problem, yet it's very hard to be self-aware of it. And so when you pull back and you realize how much you're doing or how little you're doing because of other standards, then you can exceed because of that awareness. It takes you to a different mindset where you realize whatever you want to do is what you're going to do. That's when you start listening to your gut or your instinct or just what you feel or what you know, and then that will drive you to your passion, and then that will drive you to doing what you really want to do. And I'm not saying that's exactly how it goes. I'm not a professional, but that's how it seems to go. And just by using, just by following your wants, it will guarantee your success, not someone else's and not society's. But I'm not here to preach that. I'm here to preach that you are enough. And I don't think enough people hear that. I don't think enough people know that. And I don't think enough people believe that. But if you look around, you're not going to believe you're enough, because all everyone is trying to do is one up the next person. The only person you should be trying to better or be better than is yourself. Your past self, that is, not your future or anything. But I don't think people are vulnerable enough to just look the person next to them and say, you are enough, because that's their competition. It's not a competition. We all die, and if you believe in reincarnation, we don't, but or any other belief, but we're not competition. I mean, in certain aspects, like sports and whatnot, we are. But when it comes to being human beings and surviving, it's not vulgar, and it's not attacking. It's just being a human being. And being a human being is enough. Nobody's going to say it's going to be easy to be a human being. So it's already one pat on the back. If you needed a pat on the back for today, that's the one. But it's just intimidating that a neighbor could be so scared to turn to their next door neighbor and say, you are enough, because they're trying to prove their own worth. If you already have your own worth, you don't need to prove yourself. You already know how much you are worth. And that is enough. You are enough. And it's mind-boggling that this isn't encouraged more. This thought of like uplifting the other person in hopes to uplift yourself. Rather, it's take down the other person so you look better. It's a negative aspect, but I mean, that is how competition is created. But when it's lighthearted competition, I don't see a problem. But when it's serious, like two human beings not being able to communicate and help the next one, it poses a bigger problem. So what I'm here to say is, if all you do is laundry one day, or you don't leave the bed, or you just become one of the greatest mathematicians or scientists, that was a good day, and you did a lot, and you are enough. So if you fall anywhere on that scale, I just wanted to say that you are enough, and that I hope you're having an amazing day, and that everything will work out, whether you wind up dead or alive, even though that was just a little dark. It's you just have to become self-aware and understand who you are, and then you will be enough.